Hey leaders, welcome back to the channel. I'm excited that you're with me today because today I'm going to talk to you about creating trust and why it's important to be transparent in leadership. Hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group and welcome back to the channel. So with that, I want to share with you some information that I think will help you really understand why being transparent is really helpful when it comes to building trust with your employees. Also, before we get started, I just really want you to be aware of this Transformational Leader Mastermind that I'm getting ready to start. So check it out on my website, which is transformationgroupllc.com/work with me. So check it out and learn more about the mastermind, where you will be around like-minded bosses like yourself and get some great information and some great insight and coaching on how to be a better leader. All right, so when it comes to transparency, I think it is hugely important to really tell it like it is. We've all heard of the word spin, right? I mean, how many of you, raise your hand if you have ever taken a spin class at the gym? Yes, I have. I took it once and I swore I would never do it again. It is painful, I'm telling you, very painful. So with that in mind, think about spinning as something that you should never do at work. It should only be in the gym. So when it comes to being transparent, that means that you're sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly as it relates to what your people need to hear. Yes, share the good news. Yes, show appreciation for their hard work. But you also need to share the stuff that maybe might be a little harder. I mean, it's easy to share the good stuff because that's really what your employees want to hear, right? But if you share the stuff that's a little tougher to get out, like, for example, have that conversation about the coaching, how to correct that performance so you get the results that you're wanting as a leader on a task or a project. So this is hugely important. So being able to have that conversation and be transparent about what they need to improve their performance is just another way to do that. So everyone also, when it comes to transparency, needs to understand what the vision is of whether it's the department, the company, the project. People need to know what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So communicating the vision, communicating what your values are. People need to know what you stand for because this will help them follow you when it comes to transparency and to be able to trust you. Also, when it comes to transparency, it's really helping them understand what the goals are that you're trying to help them achieve. And it's really putting it all out there, telling the truth when it comes to transparency, not just holding back. I mean, think about from the standpoint of when you're communicating information about the company that needs to be shared, what project or company information are you sharing and maybe not sharing? Why is it that you only share some and not all? So transparency is important, especially if you want them to fully understand what it is and why they're doing it. Also, when it comes to being transparent, think about, is the information that's being shared, is it working its way down to everybody or is it just a select few? And when you do that, when it's not shared with everybody, that means what's happening is the old grapevine effect. And that is where people are going to hear little bits and pieces through the grapevine, through the gossip channels of your company. And that is not, I can tell you, that is not how you want them to get information. So make sure that when you're sharing information, it is completely, everything, and you're being transparent about it. Also, when it comes to transparency, think about the policies that you've got in place, whether it's through your department or through the company, and how is that information being shared? Are they finding out at the last minute? And just think about the workforce as what's happening today. Are you actually coming back and going to have a hybrid model? Are you staying remote, or are you asking everyone to come back to the office 100%? So when it comes to information like this, these policies and procedures, you've got to be able to give your people enough time to be able to, one, figure out what they're going to do if they are going to be required to come back into work, into the office. And then second, no one likes to be surprised. So make sure that you're sharing the reason why you're making the decisions that you're making, and letting your people have enough time to be able to manage this change that is going to be happening. So being transparent with that. And also when it comes to transparency, I know when you're new to management, you might feel like, oh, I got hired for a reason, so I should have all the answers to your questions. And sometimes we as leaders and organizations want to hold all the information because this gives us a sense of power, or we feel like we're important because people are having to come to us to find out what it is that they need. Well, this is not the way to be transparent. Transparent means that everybody should have the information. You should not be the holder, the gatekeeper of key information that needs to be shared. So make sure if you're doing this, ask yourself why. And if it's something that, if it's a power thing with you or it strokes your ego, then that's a conversation that you need to have with somebody. I'd be happy to help, but that you need to have that conversation to figure out why it's happening and to have a plan to make sure it doesn't happen again in the future. So also, I wanted to leave with you 3 strategies that you can implement to make sure that you are being transparent with your people, so you are allowing them to trust you in your leadership. And the first thing that you can do, the first strategy, is to create a scorecard that will allow you to highlight and showcase some key metrics in your business. Now, this actually came from a friend of mine who is a CEO of a company called Inspiring HR. So Mindy Flanagan, this is for you if you're watching the video. But I wanted to share this because I thought it was a great way for her employees, what she does to make sure that everyone's on the same page, everybody knows what's happening, everybody knows what the revenue is and what the profit is. So they know, hey, maybe this might not be a good time to ask for a raise, or maybe this is the good time to say, hey, I need some resources. I need another computer. Mine's getting ready to die. I need some equipment to be able to do the job better. So think about that when it comes to when you're sharing this information. Share key metrics. Keep that scorecard. The second strategy is to share what the goal is of the project or the task or the vision of the company. What is the goal? What are you trying to achieve? And not who's involved in that process, who is going to benefit. And if you share this information, they will have a better understanding of what the purpose is. Who is it that is going to benefit from us doing this? And then the third strategy is to share the why. I think we as individuals, we as just people, we want to know the why behind what we're doing. We don't want to be told what to do and be told, just do it because I said so. No, that's not going to get you where you want to go. What you need to do is share, when you're sharing tasks and giving out projects and assignments, share the why behind it. As we always hear the what it has to happen and what needs to be done, but share the why as well. People will actually be very happy when you do that. They'll be a lot more engaged and they will have a sense of ownership. So those are the 3 strategies that I have for you, and some insight into why creating trust is so important when it comes to transparency and leadership. So hopefully you found some value in this. If you did, please like the button below. Don't forget to subscribe, and also check out the Transformational Leader Mastermind and see if it's a good fit for you. If it is, get on my calendar or email me at drheather@transformationgroupllc.com. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.